Hi everyone, welcome to the second edition of the 2019 Big V Finals Preview Show. Laura McIntosh joining me, Steve Chalmers, to take an in-depth look at just 6 finals games that is taking place this weekend across VYC Men, VYC Women, Youth League 1 Men. So it is very much Youth League action tonight. We'll start off with the VYC Men preliminary finals. The first game is Elsternwick taking on Melbourne. When and where will we see this contest?
So this game is happening Saturday night, 7 p.m. at Eltham High School. So the Wildcats home game, given that they are the top ranked team in this clash, finishing top of the Watson Conference, and Melbourne finishing second in the Terrell Conference. You'd say with the VYC elimination finals last week that they pretty much all went, I guess, as expected on paper.
Yeah, they did. They very much did, and I thought there was going to be some upsets, but
well, that was in, I'd say, a different division, which we'll get to.
It wasn't to be in VYC Men. First and second seeds made their way through. Eltham obviously took care of Diamond Valley with relative ease, nearly a 40-point win there. Melbourne did it a little bit tougher against Ringwood at home, but the 8-point victory there. Last time these two teams played?
Round 7.
It's a little while ago.
So yeah, quite a while ago. At MSAC, so different turf to what it will be this time, but Eltham still got the win then by 20 points. Obviously, to be fair, that long ago in the season is a completely different story with, you know, players coming in and out of the lists, especially in the youth league. However, having said that, I still think Eltham have been too strong all year.
Give us one key player to watch for from either side for this contest.
Well, Mark Scherf was fantastic for Eltham last week.
I mentioned him last week. I knew he was going to step up to the plate against arch rival Diamond Valley.
Yes, 21 points from him last week, so that definitely helped when you look at the fact they had a 39-point win. What about Melbourne?
For Melbourne?
Melbourne, well, Mason Gaze is always a name that you've got to look out for. He was really good in the rebounds, the defensive side of things last week. I can't say it.
You're looking at Taj Shahal. He had 20 last week, but I find him to be even better on the defensive end. Yeah. So that is one to watch for Eltham. Maybe matched up on for Eltham though. Maybe matched up on Christian Yamuni.
Okay. Yeah.
So just got to be careful.
That would be a hell of a matchup.
It would be nice, but Eltham for me. I'm assuming you're leaning to the Wildcats as well.
Yep.
The other preliminary final, Dandenong taking on Nunawading. Sunday?
Yes.
Sunday at 7 p.m.
I believe there was an issue with the volleyball using the courts.
Okay, Sunday at 7 p.m. I thought that may have even been a little bit of a
it's not a typo.
Fixture error, but there you go. Sunday at 7 p.m. So don't get that wrong.
No.
Dandenong Basketball Stadium. Just the 2 wins separated the 2 teams across the regular season, and 2 very easy wins last week. Yes,
most definitely. Another couple of games that went the way you would have expected on paper. Dandenong finishing top of the Terrell Conference, and at the home final, seeing Nunawading were ranked second in the Watson Conference. I would say this is potentially a little more evenly matched just due to the different strengths in the conferences this year. But Dandenong really put on a show last week and showed that form from earlier in the year when they were literally unbeatable is showing again for finals. So I think they will be tough to beat at home. Ollie Hayes-Brown stood up for them again last week. It was fantastic.
Very good over the past month or so has Ollie Hayes-Brown. No Kobe Williamson, obviously, due to some college commitments. Jack Gandolfo has been an excellent player in the youth program for Nunawading over the last number of years, as has Remo Semenkavicius. Dan Baxter as well. The list goes on. There's no wonder why they are the defending champions. However, round 2 they did lose to Dandenong. As you mentioned, they were very strong at the early stages of the season. But I'm going for the Spectres here.
You reckon they're going to do it?
It was an upset on Sunday night.
Sunday night. Yes, you didn't mention Trent Warren last week. He was huge for the Spectres at home.
Well, he was coming off the bench. He lit it up from beyond the arc, Trent Warren. 38 points, if you don't mind.
That's massive, because I guess a lot of our youth league teams tend to do it a lot bit more by committee. So that, and to be fair, the Spectres still did do it by committee, but that's just a massive effort, and off the bench too, as you say.
Dandenong, Nunawading?
This is a really tough one for me. I think I'm going to just sneak into Dandenong at home, but could go either way.
VYC Women, 2 preliminary finals coming up, both on Saturday. The first one, Southern against Dandenong, Saturday 5 p.m. at the Southern Basketball Stadium. Both 7-point winners last week, believe it or not.
Yes, and one would say both upset wins last week.
Yes, so obviously third and fourth advancing.
Yes, so Southern played Ringwood at the Ring, so an away game for them. And look, you said it might have been Ringwood's chance for redemption last week. I'm pretty sure I thought Southern would win.
Put the Moz on them.
Yeah.
I very much did.
Yes, so Southern are showing, look, they're serious about this three-peat. So look, and they've got a pretty good chance to make their third consecutive grand final with the home final on Saturday, as you mentioned.
On the other hand, though, Dandenong defeating Bendigo, I thought that was even a bigger upset, but I did not expect LT Power to suit up. That was the surprise to me, and she's obviously a massive inclusion for Dandenong. She had the 18 on the weekend, but she can do much more than just score the ball. Defeating Bendigo by 7. They go into this contest, and obviously, I'm assuming LT Power will suit up again in this preliminary final. They're a big chance.
Yeah, look, and the fact that both the games were the same margin, obviously playing in Bendigo is probably a more significant home advantage for the Braves. So for Dandenong to get over the top of that is probably, as you say, a bigger upset. It's tough. I don't know. I would probably still go Southern on this because I just think they clearly from previous years have shown they know how to win when they need to.
Yeah, good call.
But yeah, depends who suits up, doesn't it?
I'm going the Rangers.
Okay.
A little bit of an upset there. Coach Michael Brookins has his team at the top end, right where they need them in terms of the timing of the season. The other preliminary final sees Nunawading take on Melbourne Saturday 5:30 at the Nunawading Basketball Stadium. 2 double-digit wins last week sees these two teams face off against each other.
Yes, and look, it'll be back-to-back games at home for Nunawading, which is a nice little handy advantage for them. Finishing, they were top of Watson, Melbourne second in Terrell. Nunawading had a pretty big win over Altona, 39 points. I don't think that was really a surprise given Altona are very much developing and did a great job to make the final series because there's a lot of great talent in there. Melbourne and Kilsyth was a closer match. I thought Kilsyth might have got over the top of them, but you were right. If Katie Bugden plays, they win. So is that going to be the same this week?
Well, double to Katie Bugden last week, 14 and 13. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same. It's not as simple as that statement I made last week. Obviously, Nunawading have the depth to cover Melbourne's trump card, if you want to say, or the aces. I think Rachel Polk, Rebecca Eddy combination can see Nunawading into a grand final. Yeah,
I think Nunawading have been too strong this year and more consistent, to be honest. So
final couple of games in Youth League 1 men. These are semi-finals. Geelong take on Casey Saturday 5 p.m. at the Geelong Arena. Coming off a bye, how did Geelong look?
Well, let's hope they're not like their AFL counterpart team and that they know how to go straight out of the blocks and get a good start. Because obviously, look, Casey had a great win last week. Yes, they've got to travel, but I don't know, there is something to be said for being on a run of form. Last time they met, Casey actually beat Geelong. It was at home. That was in round 14. It was a 26-point win, so quite significant. However, the time before that, when they met in Geelong at a different venue at AWA Alliance Bank Stadium, so not Geelong Arena, Geelong got the Chockies over Casey, round 8. Geelong obviously finished second on the ladder, Casey third. But I'm going to go an upset. I'm going to go Casey.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're just in a hot run of form. It'll be tough, but I reckon they can do it. Split
the results this season, as you mentioned. I caught some of the live stream between Casey and Bendigo on Sunday, this past Sunday. And the Cavs were just cruising. They were doing it so easy. Bendigo were very, very disappointing, I would say.
Do you think they were tired out from their big weekend before against Ballarat?
I'm not too sure. Potentially, but Casey looked to be doing things just through the motions. So
training run.
I think that
no disrespect.
Probably wasn't the best setup going into another cutthroat semi-final. I think Geelong for me will be too strong. The other one sees top of the table Ballarat take on your mob, Corio Bay Stingrays. It's the marquee matchup, you can put it in Youth League 1 men. Saturday 5:30 p.m. Marsden Minor Dome. If you're in the area, be there. 5:30 p.m. is tip-off. Ballarat off the bye. Corio Bay 7-point winners at home against Altona. How did they fare this season against each other?
Well, look, the last time they played, which was towards the pointy end of the season, so penultimate round of the regular season, round 15, Corio Bay actually beat Ballarat by 26 points, but Corio Bay were playing at home. The time before that, when they played, it was a similar margin, 30 points, except Ballarat won, and that was in Ballarat at Mars Minor Dome, where the game will be this weekend.
Couple of interesting points there. You say round 1 Ballarat put Corio Bay to the sword. That's a long time ago. Many people have forgotten about that. Round 15 is probably the more important factor to take into account. Corio Bay 14-point winners there. It's just when Corio Bay were hitting their straps and they've found form at the right time. This will be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, look, it should be a fantastic game. Jordan O'Leary's obviously been fantastic for the Stingrays all season as a standout player. He had another 26 points last week. But, you know, as you said, I'm a big fan of Corio Bay, but I think Ballarat might have them this week.
You can't go away from the Stingrays now, surely. They're going to be watching this and they're going to see their number 1 ticket holder going for the opposition.
I'm not going for them. I would like the best competition. I want basketball to be the winner.
I want to see Zach Dunmore put down one of those dunks like he did 2 weeks ago, and he was just giving filth to the defender. I don't think it will happen in a final because obviously everything heats up again in the final, but if I see one of them, you better be sending it in, minors, because I want to be seeing it. But I think Ballarat.
So we're both going Ballarat.
Top of the table team for a reason. They are going to win this match and they're going to go through to a grand final. So there it is, 6 games. There's all your winners or the predictions. Take it as you will. They're probably all wrong. But next week there is a jam-packed show because we will have all divisions playing finals and we hope to preview all of them next week on the Big V Final Show.